Hello friends, myself Pawan Kadam, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Chemistry, Sri Venkatesh Arts, Commerce and Science College, Devgoraj. Friends, today we will discuss a topic of molecular orbital theory. So in this topic we will study the different points which are first introduction, next postulates of molecular orbital theory, formation of molecular orbital, types of molecular orbital, bond order, structure of O2 molecule, comparison of molecular orbital theory with valence bond theory. Now first introduction. So the molecular orbital theory was put forward by the F. Hund and R. Mulliken in 1932 and it was later developed by I. Leonard Jones and Charles Coulson. The electron probability distribution around the nucleus in an atom is given by atomic orbital. The electron probability distribution around a group of nuclei in a molecule is given by a molecular orbital. Now postulates of molecular orbital theory. So first postulate is that when two atomic orbitals overlap, they form two new orbitals called as molecular orbitals. The electron in a molecule are present in the various molecular orbitals. The atomic orbitals of comparable energy and proper symmetry combine to form molecular orbitals. An electron in an atomic orbital is influenced by one nucleus, but in molecular orbital it is influenced by the two or more nuclei depending on the number of atoms in the molecules. Next postulate is the number of molecular orbitals formed is always equal to the number of atomic orbitals combined. So the total number of molecular orbitals which are formed is always equal to its number of atomic orbitals which are combined. When two atomic orbitals combine, two molecular orbitals are formed. One is known as bonding molecular orbital and while the another is known as anti-bonding molecular orbitals. The bonding molecular orbital has a lower energy and anti-bonding molecular orbital has higher energy. Bonding molecular orbital has greater stability than the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now we will see the bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So how they are formed and what are the bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Now here we can observe here the two atomic orbitals, they will combine A and B and formation of two molecular orbitals. One is bonding molecular orbital and another is anti-bonding molecular orbital. So bonding molecular orbital is of lower energy and anti-bonding molecular orbitals they are of higher energy. Now the formation of molecular orbitals. When two atomic orbitals they will overlap, they can be added or subtracted and depending on that the different molecular orbitals are formed. If they are added, the constructive interaction occurs in the region between the two nuclei and bonding orbital is produced. If they are subtracted, destructive interference reduces the probability of finding an electron in the region between the nuclei and anti-bonding orbital is produced. So, depending on their addition and subtractive interference, the bonding and anti-bonding orbitals are formed in the molecular orbitals. Now here we can see how these atomic orbitals they will combine and to form the new molecular orbitals. So first you can observe here the isolated hydrogen atoms. So two hydrogen atoms they will combine, or that are the atomic orbitals of hydrogen atoms, they combine to form. If the combination is addition, that is the constructive addition is there, so 1s plus 1s, the formation of a bonding molecular orbital, that is a sigma 1s. And if it is a subtractive combination, then it is a 1s minus 1s and formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital, and that is the sigma star 1s. So you can observe here in the anti-bonding orbitals the node is present and there is a no location of the electrons in between the two atomic orbitals, and in the bonding molecular orbitals the electron charge or the electrons are present in between the two atomic orbitals. Now next, the types of molecular orbitals. The formation of molecular orbital by linear combination of 1s atomic orbital of two atom. So the wave function of two 1s atomic orbital can be combined in the two ways. So again you can observe here, when both have the same size, the 1s orbital and 1s orbital, they will combine, that is a additive addition is done, and formation of, that is a sigma, that is a bonding orbital is done. And when both have the opposite side, that is a 1s and 1, that is a subtraction is take place, and the formation of a sigma star, that is a anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So the 1s orbitals, they will form the bonding and anti-bonding, that is a sigma and sigma star. So sigma is bonding and sigma star is the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now types of molecular orbital in the p orbitals. So the formation of molecular orbital by the linear combination of p atomic orbitals of two atoms. So the wave function of two p atomic orbital can be combined in the two waves. So end to end overlap. So the p atomic orbitals, when they combine by the end to end overlap, there is a formation of again two molecular orbitals, that is a bonding and anti-bonding. When the overlap is between the end to end, then there is formation of a sigma, that is a bonding atomic orbital, and a sigma star, that is anti-bonding molecular orbital. And another type of combination is side by side overlap. So when the combination is by the side by overlap, there is again formation of two molecular orbitals, that is a bonding and anti-bonding orbitals, and these are known as a pi 2p and pi star 2p. So pi 2p is a bonding molecular orbital and pi star 2p is an anti-bonding molecular orbital. So the molecular orbital combination of 2p atomic orbital, it takes place in the two ways, that is end to end overlap and side by side overlap. Now next is bond order. So what is the bond order and how to calculate it? So the number of covalent bond between the two atoms in a molecule is called as a bond order, or bond order is defined as 1/2 of the difference between the number of electrons present in bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular, that is a BMO and ABMO. So the bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Now the formula for the bond order is number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital minus number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital divided by 2. So the stability of bonds depends on its bond order. Higher the bond order, higher is the stability of molecule. So the bond order, it describes the number of covalent bonds present between the two atoms. So if the single bond is present, then the bond order is 1. If double bond is present, then the bond order is 2. Now we will see the molecular orbital diagram of O2 molecules. So electronic configuration of oxygen molecule is 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py1 and 2pz1. And in the diagram you can observe here the 2s atomic orbitals, they will combine to form sigma and sigma star, that is a bonding and anti-bonding orbital, and 2px, 2py and 2pz. So these atomic orbitals, they will combine to form the sigma and sigma star, pi and pi star, and the electronic distribution is like that. So you can observe here how the electrons are distributed in the molecular orbitals. In the molecular orbitals, the 2 electrons, they are in the bonding orbital, the sigma, and 6 electrons, they are in the bonding orbitals of 2p, that is sigma and pi. And here you can observe that the 2 electrons, they are unpaired in the pi star. In molecular orbitals of O2, so it is 2px1 and 2py1 are singly occupied, that is a pi star. So anti-bonding orbitals, they are the unpaired, and therefore it shows the paramagnetic behavior, and O2 is paramagnetic because of these 2 unpaired electrons which are present in the pi star anti-bonding orbitals, and therefore the bond order is calculated as the number of electrons, that is 8. So that is the bonding electrons, and anti-bonding electrons, they are the 4 and divided by 2, and therefore the bond order is 2. So the oxygen molecule, it is having the oxygen double bond, and it is paramagnetic in nature due to the presence of 2 unpaired electrons. Now we will see the comparison between the molecular orbital theory and valence bond theory. So valence bond theory, the combining atomic orbitals do not lose their identity to the greater extent, and according to the MO2, the combining atomic orbital loses their identity and new molecular orbitals are formed. Now second, electron density increases in the region of overlap, and electron density increases as well as decreases in the region of overlap. According to the VBT, it fails to explain the paramagnetic nature of oxygen molecules, but MO2, MOT, it explains the paramagnetic nature of oxygen molecules. Now VBT, it fails to explain the existence of H2 plus ion molecule, but the MOT theory, it explains the existence of H2 plus ion molecules. So thank you friends for watching the video.